Hi, how you doing? I'm John Danks. I'm the CEO of ATA, the African Travel Trade Association. We've been connecting Africa globally for the last 30 years. That means connections between the world who sell Africa, from Shanghai to London to New York, and we have a Pan-Africa membership of safari lodges, hotels, airlines. So we play that important intersect between the private and the public sector, driving commercial and sustainable growth.
Great to meet you, John. Thank you so much for giving us time here at the Global Summit in Rwanda. Very significant, I think, that WTTC is here.
Yeah, it's super significant. Of course, it recognises both the place that Africa has within the wider tourism community, and I think on behalf of the Rwandan team that has done such a super job on behalf of the continent of Africa, I think the conference itself is hugely significant. I've been super fortunate for the last 3 to 4 days to have experienced many of the aspects of the country, and it truly represents everything that's so great about the continent, from its communities, from its wildlife, to its very ethos and its approach to sustainable tourism. So I'm delighted to be here.
Tell us a little bit about what the world can learn from the way that Africa has really embarked upon growing its tourism economy.
Yeah, I think this is a super important year in 2023 as we migrate into perhaps the first full year next year beyond COVID, where we have a first full year of commercial trading, where different source markets are bouncing back and investing in tourism in Africa. And the role in which ATA is playing globally is to ensure that there is a dynamic focus between not just commercial growth, but sustainable growth. And for us, this is really about projecting our members' voices to ensure that when the world understands everything that Africa has to offer across the continent, it covers all of the aspects of community tourism, about wildlife conservation, about the blue. It's all around ensuring that Africa projects and continues to develop as the leading sustainable continent for tourism worldwide.
And obviously the kind of needs and behaviours of travel consumers have evolved over the 30 years that ATA has been around. Tell us a little bit about how that evolution is reflected in your kind of proposition.
Yeah, for sure. So we see the holistic picture across Africa. ATA has members in the vast majority of countries across the continent, and we see that ladder of tourism that's almost three-dimensional. And we see the opportunities for countries like Sierra Leone, their opportunity to understand the amazing work that's happened here in Rwanda in the last 29 years. We see some of the challenges. We see the opportunities for Tanzania based around some of the evolution of tourism in Kenya. We also see what Kenya is doing in terms of visa access. This is truly important. And we see elements of Zimbabwe having had continuity in the elections this year, and perhaps providing a real platform for the country to grow, and that evolution of consumers seeing different parts of Africa, because naturally there are certain entry points into the continent that provide the first inspiration, and many consumers choose to return time and time again and explore different parts of the continent, and that's part of our role here at ATA.
And where do you see the growth coming from?
I think there are huge opportunities for growth. I speak initially to Sierra Leone, a country which has enormous natural resource. I see the opportunities here in Rwanda, both in the high-end market and the mid-market. I see the opportunities across South Africa and seeing where there are opportunities both in terms of the different aspects of seasonality and travelling beyond the traditional provinces that have really represented the core of the country's tourism product for the last couple of years. So I see both seasonality and I see both that spread of opportunity across different countries.
And how has the role of ATA evolved over time?
ATA has been known for 30 years now as the voice of African tourism, and we've evolved more perhaps post-COVID than we've ever evolved. We see our role very much as a membership network and as a platform. So we very much are here to connect tourism buyers, tourism media with, of course, African ground product and air product. So that evolution now takes a further step into sustainable tourism. And for the first time, we have just launched a program called ATA for Action, where we're bringing on board community tourism into the same room as commercial tourism. So of course we can shine a light on each of the different projects that deliver true sustainable outcomes and outputs for different communities across Africa.
And some of our audience are obviously operating all over the world as travel professionals. How do they engage with you?
Yeah, so the industry, of course, can engage both through our event platforms, through our digital platforms, but primarily as members. So joining ATA is a commitment really to quality. We're, of course, a trusted platform for the last 30 years, trusted by buyers of tourism to connect us with the right ground products. And ground products the same. They want the same type of tourism and tour operator and agency buyers to ensure that their product is distributed in the right way. So we would, of course, encourage the industry across Africa and across the world to consider joining ATA and joining us on this journey in the next 30 years.
John, here's the next 30. Thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you so much.